Hello! Today I will be making 4 OCs out of mood boards that I found on Pinterest. I've actually been wanting to do something like this for a while now, but I haven't really found the inspiration nor motivation to do it. Until now. Also, to spice things up, I'll be asking my brother to rate each one out of 5 cinema rolls. He'll be judging it out of how close it is to the mood board, and its overall coolness. As said in the beginning, I don't own these mood boards, so please go check out all the creators. Now that introductions are over, let's start. At first glance, I immediately wanted to draw this mood board. I love shark characters mainly because of how much I love giving characters like them fat tails. I first started with her hair, making it similar to Miku in a sense because she's featured in the mood board, so I gave her her classic pigtails and bangs. I wanted her bangs to be sharp like shark teeth, but it's honestly hard to tell in the sketch and in the final rendition. I mean, you can kind of tell my intent though, right? All of the plushies also gave me a comfy feeling, so I wanted to give her a big comfy hoodie and fuzzy slippers. Not really fuzzy though. Another thing about her hair, I had this crazy idea to give her water hair. Why? Because I love rendering water ripples, that's why. My favorite part about this mood board was how many plushies were involved, so giving her a plushie was also a no-brainer. I think halfway through doing the line art, I decided that she kind of felt plain. I don't know, but I didn't like how she had no design on her tail, so I added some band-aids just because. I don't know, I felt like it, so maybe it fit. I think a lot of things that I did during the coloring phase were really satisfying to me, like giving her a fade to her tail and making her hair more transparent towards the bottom. I also decided to make it a little bit darker during the top of her hair, just to give it some depth. And I also like making the water pattern on her jacket. Looking back on it now, it's just really nice. I would own this in real life if I could. Another thing that I thought was fun while I was making this was her eyes. I've never really done eyes that are cel shaded, or at least I haven't done it in a really, really long time, because lately I've mostly been soft shading them, making them a little bit, or at least trying to make them a little bit more realistic. So making them so simple was really refreshing, and it became the art style for the rest of this video, for at least all of my characters' eyes. Will I be rendering like this in the future? Maybe. But probably only if I'm really short on time or if I really wanted to make something quickly. So, yeah. I think that her design is one of my favorites out of the 4, other than the one at the end. You'll see it eventually, but unless you skip around, then oh well. I really liked how it turned out with the shading as well. Her bangs are always so satisfying to look at, mainly because of the faded ripple, but it's still really good to me. Now it's time to rate it out of 5 cinema rolls. Okay, here's the first character. Stop laughing! Give me your honest opinion.
It looks very Miku and Shark Core and very blue, which is very cool. So I give it like 4 cinema rolls because I like the shark and the hair and the shoes.
Okay, but how close did I get to actually making the mood board seem alive?
Not really.
Oh wow, okay. So how many cinema rolls is that?
2.
Okay. Moving on to mood board 2. This was another mood board that I immediately wanted to do. I love teal colors, and the beach water was a nice bonus. I also thought that the collie, or at least I think it's a collie, correct me if I'm wrong, was really cute and had a unique fur color that I don't see very often. I interpreted this as more of a beach and tropical girl vibe than rather a river vibe from what you see on the mood board. At this point, I think you can tell where I'm getting some inspiration from. Comment down below what you think it might be. I honestly had a hard time trying to incorporate the coconut too, so making it a bag was just a safe bet. What I really had trouble on was her patterns. I really wanted to give her a teal in her fur, but with the way it was coming out, it started to hurt my eyes. So instead, I gave her markings from the pictures in the sand in the mood board. At some point, I honestly started to regret giving the previous character water ripples, seeing how it was used way more often in this mood board and probably way more fitting here. Looking back at it, I should have given her more hair volume to make it a bit more interesting. I really struggled on her fur pattern too. Using too soft of a brush for it would look weird, and using one that was too hard would ruin her fur texture. I finally landed on something in between and used it to draw her pattern. If you haven't figured out who she's inspired from, here's a hint. It starts with a B, and the second word also starts with an M. It's pretty obvious now, isn't it? I'll just give you 5 more seconds to think about it. If you couldn't get it, it was Brazilian Miku. It's a very far cry, but it's pretty close, right? I mean, the yellow tank top and the booty shorts, I think it's pretty close. I honestly went into this thinking that this would be the best, and I was so excited, but now at the end, seeing the result, it's not so good. I do like her sunglasses and her pose though, and I am satisfied with her pattern, but I feel like it's not enough for me. Now to rate it out of 5 cinema rolls. Okay, here's the second mood board. Tell me your honest opinion.
My honest opinion is that you said it looks like Brazilian Miku, but it doesn't. I don't get the reference, but the similarity to the mood board to the dog is very good. I guess it looks very similar, and yeah.
Do I need to bring you a dictionary so you can find better words?
No. Also, I like the thingies hanging from her hips because they look like water.
Okay, but how much would you rate it out of 5 cinema rolls?
For
coolness.
For coolness, maybe like 3.7 or 3.9, I guess.
Okay, now rate it for how close I got to the mood board.
Out of 5?
Yes!
4.
Okay. Moving on to mood board 3. Honestly, I accidentally picked another mood board with a dog in it. Completely on accident. I already realized it after I picked one that already had the border collie on it. So I just shrugged my shoulders and was like, oh well. I also realized it only halfway through sketching after I had to draw the tail. I wanted to give this character a sense of mystery and an ethereal vibe, so her pose was also part of my choice. To give her a sense of mystery, I covered her face with wings, but not really dove wings because I didn't have the energy to draw them or study them, but wings nonetheless. I also decided to change the fabric she was holding into clouds. Not sure what they're called, but maybe someone knows. Also trying to add into the ethereal effect. This is probably the first time I've tried drawing roses properly too. I've seriously never drawn them. I've always drawn the usual clover-looking blobby flowers. I didn't really like drawing flowers. I'm not a fan. I like coloring them, but not really drawing them. Their shape is way too hard. I've always drawn the usual clover-looking flowers, but never roses. Right as I started shading, I realized that I had forgotten to make her hands and feet transparent. Whether or not it made her look better depends on you, honestly. Her eye is also based on the eyes from the mood boards, which I thought were really pretty, but I still wonder how they made that happen. Her color palette and design honestly might be one of my least favorites. Everything about it feels so lacking, like how it doesn't feel all that mysterious to me, and it feels very messy. I think her hair was pretty well done. I think it's pretty in character, but I think everything else is missing a lot, especially her dress. Drawing folds from how they were in Greece was very challenging, to say the least. I struggle with it, and I feel like it doesn't represent it at all. I think it's missing a lot of the flowy texture that Greek artworks often have. which is something now I know I need to improve on. So this is a growing moment for me. Now this is the third mood board. What do you think?
It looks very biblically accurate, and I like the feet because they're like disappearing, and the hand too, and all the butterflies look very different, and it looks like Gear 5 Luffy because of the smoke.
Oh my god, not even close.
Also the dress and the fading butterflies at the bottom of the dress look pretty good.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, now rate it out of 5 cinnamon rolls. Coolness wise.
Coolness, 4.5.
Seriously?
Is that supposed to be a good or bad?
No, I'm just asking. Seriously?
Yeah, what?
Okay. Now rate it out of how close I got to the mood board.
Maybe like 3.8.
That's so specific. Okay.
Because of the flower. I don't see a flower anywhere. The sunflower, at least. There's no sunflower.
Hold on, let me. There.
But there's a sunflower in the eye.
That's what the sunflower is in the mood board.
I thought
That's
that was
an
just a normal sunflower.
No, that's an eye.
Oh, then like 4.3 then.
Okay. Now we're on to the last mood board. I put this last because I wasn't exactly too excited figuring out how to maximize the amount of patterns I was going to have to do at the beginning of this. It all felt very vague to me and I didn't have a good idea. I obviously had the idea of giving her an art girl vibe, but that was really it. Like nothing came to my mind while I was trying to do this one. So once I did start going, I got more and more excited, especially after I started doing the eyes. I was very, very excited. I wanted to give her some sort of jagged looking haircut because I feel like if she was real, she's not, but if she was, she'd be the type of person that cut her own hair and not care about the result. Her cardigan was probably the only thing I was sure that she'd have. I also gave her 2 ahajus, I think that's how you pronounce it, right? That I hoped would look similar to a moth. Her fluffy choker is also meant to sell her mothy look, but does it really sell it? You tell me. My favorite part about this were her eyes. The shape of it wasn't something I actually drew often, like this tilted look that was bigger on the ends and smaller at the front. So it was really satisfying seeing it at the end. I also liked her pupils. I was debating whether or not to make them just swirls or with a star, but I ended up going with the latter, seeing how it was more interesting. While making the patterns and doing all the cutouts that was sewn into her overalls, I looked for the mood board for help because so many patterns, there are so many good patterns. Unfortunately, I'm not good enough, nor am I energetic enough to actually draw the quilts in the mood board, but I got pretty close, right? I wanted to incorporate the star pattern especially because it's everywhere. The stars are literally everywhere. Buttons are everywhere, stars are everywhere. The moth, not really everywhere, but it's pretty big. The stripes are everywhere. I needed to fit as much as possible. I think I could have added to her cardigan too, but now that it's all rendered, maybe I might add to it if I ever draw her again. This was my favorite character to make. I really liked how her eyes came out and her patterns on her clothes too. I'm still kind of iffy on the colors though, even though the mood board has a very dulled and washed brown to it. I feel like I could have done better with the contrast, especially on the overalls and shirt and cardigan. I also think I could have done better on her shoes, like adding buttons to it or something. Now that I'm looking back on it, it's very plain. So I could have added patterns to it somehow, but maybe next time I'll add patterns. I'll definitely be using her as another character. Now it's time to rate it out of 5 cinnamon rolls. Okay, last mood board. What do you got?
It looks more of a roach than a moth to me.
Okay, buddy.
And the fit is pretty good. The nails too. And the eyes. And I think that's it, I guess.
Okay, so what'd you rate it out of 5 cinnamon rolls and coolness?
I think I rated like 3.2.
Okay, now out of how close I got to the mood board?
4.8.
That's pretty high. Okay. Now that you've gone and seen all of them, which one's your favorite one?
I think I like that one.
Oh, you can't say that one. You can't say that one. Which one?
That one right there. The one with the green background.
That's my least favorite one. Are you kidding me?
Too bad.
Oh, okay. But which one's your second favorite one?
The shark Miku one, Miku looking, because it's very blue, and it looks good.
Okay. What's your third one?
That border collie looking creature, because it has ice cream in its hand and I want ice cream.
Okay, and what about the fourth one?
Do you have to ask me that?
That's my favorite one!
Well, it looks like a roach, so it's the last one.
I feel hurt. That hurt me inside. Okay. That's it, you're out of here.
No!
Thanks for participating.
No, thank you for letting me be in this video.
You're on your knees, begging, crying, sobbing.
No, I'm not.
Please let me in the video, please. Alright, that's all I have for you today. Comment down below if you'd like to see more of these types of videos, or maybe you could give these characters some names. I haven't really thought about that much. Maybe I would like to name the last one the most. She's really my favorite. This video took longer than I'd liked it to have been, but I'm just glad it got out. Check out my other videos if you're interested in watching other speed paints. They don't have commentary, but they're still speed paints nonetheless. I'm hoping to have more variety in my content soon. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.